Naming rights for all stars? Banks, insurance companies, and even cell phone providers have their names all over the stadiums of our favorite teams. It was just announced that NCAA conferences may soon expand naming rights from bowl games to conferences. So we here at the Baseball Brewhaha, we started to dream a bit. Why not sell naming rights to this year's All Stars? Using this year's starters as voted on by the fans, we're dreaming on the perfect sponsor for each of this year's starters.
I'm kicking things off with our National League roster. Here we go. Starting at catcher for the National League, William Contreras, sponsored by Contreras Electric Company, where both William and the electric company are electrifying the city of Milwaukee all season long. At first base, Bryce Harper, sponsored by Philadelphia's own Harper's Garden Restaurant and Bar. You ask, where should we go after the game? Bryce says, that's a clown question, bro. Harper's Garden. At second base, Ketel Marte of the Diamondbacks, looking to stave off a third bankruptcy. Kmart is turning to none other than Ketel Marte to draw business. As Ketel once said, it's time to win. At third base for the National League, Alec Bohm, sponsored by Bohm Headphones, bringing you dual purpose to both hear the game more clearly and dampen the noise when Alec hits another Alec bomb. And at shortstop, another Phillies infielder, Trey Turner, sponsored by none other than Blue Collar Turner Construction. A promise made is a promise delivered. In the outfield, from the Brewers, Christian Yelich, sponsored this year by Christian Mingle. The Christian Mingle website says, love is patient, love is kind, love is here. Well, Milwaukee, Yelich is patient at the plate. Yelich is kind in the clubhouse. And Yelich is here in Milwaukee. Also in the outfield, Jurickson Profar, sponsored by none other than Profar, your ultimate wastewater treatment optimization solution. When wastewater throws you the stinky cheese, leave it to Profar to hit one out of the park. And rounding out the outfield, Fernando Tatis Jr., sponsored this year by San Fernando Brewing. Fernando Tatis Jr. says, we're all just hungry for the game. Well, it's a good thing because San Fernando Brewing does not provide food, but what it lacks in food, it makes up for in flavor, just like Tatis. And finally, for the National League, designated hitter Shohei Ohtani, sponsored by the new Ohtani Hotel. Just like Shohei, the new Ohtani can do it all. Sleep, dine, play. Visit the award-winning restaurant View and Dining the Sky, where you can see Shohei's home runs land on Mount Fuji.
And for the American League lineup, starting at catcher from the Baltimore Orioles is Adley Rutschman, sponsored by Adley's Slime Shop. A is for Adley, and Adley is the boss because inside of all of us is a slime making teenager. At first base from the Toronto Blue Jays is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Is there a better sponsor than Vlad's Pizza? Vlad's Pizza, when you want to look like an all star. At second base from the Houston Astros, Jose Altuve, located in Houston, Texas. Jose is sponsored by Jose's Roasted Corn. There is no fiesta unless Jose brings elote. At third base from the Cleveland Guardians is Jose Ramirez, sponsored this year by the Ramirez Company. I'm not sexy, I'm solid, like concrete work from Ramirez Company. At shortstop from the Baltimore Orioles is Gunnar Henderson. Sponsored this year by Gunner's Weeded Bourbon. Wipe that rye Gunnar Henderson smile from your face. Weeded Bourbon, because rye not. In the outfield, Stephen Kwan from the Cleveland Guardians, sponsored by Stephen Smith Teabags. Don't dip tobacco, dip Stephen Smith Teabags. Let steep for 5 to 7 minutes for best results. Alongside Stephen Kwan is right fielder Juan Soto from the New York Yankees, sponsored by Don Juans Everywhere. Juan Soto says, I would seduce you right now, but I'm shuffling. Rounding out the outfield from the New York Yankees is Aaron Judge, sponsored this year by Aaron's Rent to Own, where you can buy rentals just like your favorite team's general manager. And starting a designated hitter from the Houston Astros is Yordan Alvarez, sponsored by Michael Jordan. Yordan is not spelled the same, nor does it sound the same as Jordan, and Jordan was bad at baseball, but he would appreciate if you'd watch his documentary and buy his stuff. Well, Adam, I don't know if we're going to see that this year, but maybe we'll start something. Maybe we'll see all-stars with naming rights in the future. But for now, let's turn it over to some fantasy baseball. Let's see what's happening in our league.
Well, as you can see, Aaron's 24 team, huge day with a big lead, keeping up the status quo here. Aaron, what are you seeing?
Well, you had a big day. It doesn't show here, but a couple days ago, both your teams had a monster day, kind of started to close the gap. And then 2024 in particular has stretched out. That has been largely on the back of Cal Raleigh, catcher for the Seattle Mariners, homered from both sides of the plate in 2 games in the last week, 5 home runs in 4 days. Here's a peek at what Cal's been doing at the dish.
Cal Raleigh will lead things off.
This ball is smoked down by the pole. It is fair and gone. It's Cal Raleigh looking for his 3rd hit.
Has he done it again? Has he done it again? He does!
And on my side, my Holiday 23 team has been scoring points on the back of Houston Astros Alex Bregman last 7 days, 36 points, including 3 home runs. He's hitting .370 over the last 7 days. Here's Bregman doing his thing.
Pitch on the way. He hits one well to left field. That ball all the way back towards the corner. And second again with a stolen base. Bregman drives one. High and deep to left field. Astros lead it 4-2. Breggy with number 11 on the season.
That's going to wrap things up for our show this week. Hope you enjoyed. Find us here again next week. We'll have some more updates for you. Till then,